Virgo, welcome to your weekly Sidereal forecast for July 6th to the 12th. My name is Athen. So this week we've got that full moon from last week. We're entering into the disseminating phase, going into the balsamic phase. So we'll start to notice those energies winding down a bit this week, but still quite high, especially for the first half. That full moon was in your fourth house, which is about home and family and your roots and your past and things relating to that. So that energy is still highlighted mostly because Pluto is going to be forming some oppositions from the Sun here on Monday, and then Mars slowly as the week unfolds, but mostly next week. But I think we'll still be feeling that. So here, there's been change in the home and family area, or with your roots and sentiments and emotional body. And so it's important to have that non-attachment. That's exactly what Pluto shows us. So here it's the non-attachment to those things, helping us understand that particular aspect of life is fleeting, as is the other aspects of life, but still enjoying them, but in the non-attached way. So that's the theme here, especially Monday when the Sun opposes up to Pluto, finding that non-attachment with those things, but also, because it's an opposition, the non-attachment with things relating to your career and work and things like that. And there can be certainly changes relating to those 10th house matters for you this week and next week, and maybe there has been, with all this Pluto opposing up to the 10th. So being willing to change is really the highlight here of both the 4th and 10th, not going to any extremes with either of these two areas, the domestic life with the public career life, and implementing both and putting energy into both in that balanced way. Another thing too, in regards to the Sun does naturally rule your 12th house, so changes to your outlook on spirituality, on meditation, on rest and relaxation, I think will be important things to change perhaps as well on Monday. Then on Wednesday, Mercury goes into that 10th house. So there's support, certainly this week in regards to your 10th house of career and work. Mercury goes in here on Wednesday, so I think you'll naturally be thinking more about these things. Mercury does naturally rule that 10th house. He's in dignity here in Gemini. So, this is, and your energy level should be quite high too, with the Sun and Mars up at the top of the chart where they like to be. So putting in that energy there and thinking about it, learning it, working with it, it's all Mercury of that 10th, and doing those public things or career things. And it's supportive because on Wednesday, Mars will be trending up to Neptune, which is this energy from, hopefully you've been having that faith and trust with the work environment, like the day-to-day work, which is the 6th house. And now this week, all of that stuff relating to that, or your routine, your health, or your craft, will be supporting you in these 10th house matters by trusting, flowing. I think all of that trust flow should come quite easy for most of you. And that'll be, implemented into the career side of things. So supportive there. It's involving Mars, so your energy levels can be activated when we trust and flow and have that faith, of course, which I think will come quite easy for most of us this week. So that's the middle part of the week. Then Friday and Saturday, Mercury will be squaring up to the North Node, who's been transiting your first house, which is another emphasis that this whole year is about your goals. It's about you asserting yourself and putting energy into the things that are important to you. And so with that, some more energy perhaps required, in regards to those things, goals, and maybe even getting active and doing physical exercises and stuff like that. And with the square, it can be very constructive. So being willing to and having the intent and putting in that extra energy is what's perhaps needed Friday and Saturday in regards to those things. And you can learn quite a bit about yourself, I would say, and those goals and stuff Friday and Saturday. Now that's the gist of the week. A lot of this emphasis on the 10th and balancing 10th with 4th. But on Sunday, going into the next week, we've got Venus squaring up to Saturn and the Sun squaring up to Uranus. So I wanted to cover this very briefly for you for Sunday, which is being grounded. I think that's just the general energy, especially relating to work, especially relating to your ideals and visions this later, especially Sunday with Saturn squaring up to Venus, because there has been a lot of enjoyment here, perhaps with friends or groups and your ideals, visions, technology, stuff like that lately. And, it's just maybe putting in some work there, staying grounded with that mature, responsible energy is needed there. That's going to be mostly next week. And then, Uranus squaring the Sun can sometimes make us want to make some rash decisions. And here it's in the area of relationships and one-on-one connections and maybe even business dealings. So watch for any rash stuff. But like I said, this is going to be mostly next week, so I'll cover this in the next weekly in more detail. But this week, certainly that balancing of 10th and 4th and wanting to change both areas and having non-attachment in both areas is the key for you Virgos. So have a nice week, Virgo. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. If you're new to Sidereal, do check the description because this is different from your typical Western astrology. And if you'd like a personal session, please get in touch. All right, have a good week. Take care.